Welcome back, y'all, to another episode of Hip Hop Babies.
Yes, sirski.
Boom, 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 boom. You know what it is, your host with the most, Dad Lee. Got my boy Ray with me, as always. Coming to y'all live, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
New Baby Keem, Casino.
Cha-ching.
I thought Baby Keem retired, bro.
At this point.
What happened, man? Just out of nowhere. That must have been a crazy marketing scheme, bro. Because I seen hella people being like, Keem fell off. He didn't capitalize on the moment. He must have retired. And then, boom. Album in like, what, a 2-week rollout, bro? Shit was crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty quick. Dropped some videos. Made some tweets. I don't think he dropped a single, just like, he basically previewed stuff on videos. So yeah, it was 4 years, man.
This is just Kendrick, PG Lang-esque, you know? Real artistry at work.
Because I ain't started listening to him with Die For My B. I thought that was a cool album. Mainly just fun. And then they had like some random slower tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But just up-tempo, energetic, high pitch, the voice, everything, right? And, you know, obviously he connected with Kendrick even more. He had already been working with him, but everyone started to know he was his cousin. And Melodic Blue came out, and he basically became like a name you should know. Family Ties was a big hit. Won the Grammy, I think, and everything. And him and Kendrick ripped that. And that album was great. The album was dope. It was a step up. It was growth. Because, like I said, Die For My B was kind of chill, kind of fun. But I feel like Melodic Blue was that, but it had that intro, like, this is who I am, I'm Baby Keem, get to know me a little bit. But this is like, he just went full-fledged, like, I'm going to tell you about me. This is more like, okay, now that you got the intro, this is my deeper side. This is like the stuff that I wouldn't just tell someone, baby, if I met you for the first time.
Yeah, which is, you know, a nice way to get to know an artist. I mean, when we met him at, you know, Die For My era, that was a completely different time where, you know, people liked Orange Soda, right? That was the hit track. But you was in the cut. You was in my ear. You was like, listen, man, I know everybody likes Orange Soda, bro. But I'm telling you, bro, there is gems. There's bangers all over this. And I'm like, all right, bro. I mean, I'll check it out again. I heard it a few times. It's only like 30 minutes. Because if you don't like it a lot at the beginning, you go back, bro. I feel like that's kind of Keem's thing, man. You go back to his stuff and you just get different earworms every time. Because he's building on the stuff that he's already got you privy to. You know, you like Orange Soda? Well, here's another track on that project that's kind of similar, a little bit different. And then you'll find something like that where you'll bounce to another one. So he's really good at like soundscapes. He's got really crazy ways to catch your attention. This album, Casino, definitely is not lacking in the craziness all over the place. You don't know which way it's going to go.
Yeah, for surely. I mean, hell yeah, the beats, you know, samples. I mean, the other one has samples, don't get it twisted, but I just feel like these moody samples, slower vibes, like he did that, but some of these tracks, I mean, are really slower, deeper. I mean, No Security. I remember he was like live streaming this and was like, oh, this is the album, you know? Voice, everything. His voice sounds almost deeper. He still has that high-pitched voice and it comes up, you know, but I feel like he added way more variation. He added way more power sometimes in the voice to emphasize what he's talking about.
People saying he was rapping like Andre 3000 on some of these. They're like, I thought there was a 3000 feature on here first time I heard it. Different ways of like doing his thing. I'm not gonna say like he's like known to be like a banger artist, like he like makes just bangers, but when I first listened to it, it was not exactly what I was thinking. Casino and the way that he like presented the album, I didn't really think it was going to get as introspective as it did. And then you see the official cover art, picture of him as a kid. He had those teaser videos like you're talking about where he's talking about like his neighbors and stuff when he was growing up in Vegas and how hard it was for him and the people around him. And that's when, you know, you peel back the glam and you get like the real Keem. So there is still bangers, but listen, bro, if you jumping into this album expecting to hear what you already heard from Baby Keem, just go back and listen to those, bro. Go back and listen to the Melodic Blue, because this is something completely different. It's only like 38 minutes, something like that. It's really condensed. But man, he packs a lot into this one. It is crazy from the get-go.
Yeah, I mean, he's not doing a lot of double entendres or crazy wordplay, but it's what he's saying and the delivery that is what makes it important. I will say that, like, for a second, like, if you were listening to it, you might be like, oh, like, he's trying to be like a spitter. But that's not what happened here. I mean, even on songs like I Am Not a Lyricist. You said Andre 3000, like that song, when he was live streaming, I'm like, you got Andre on here? He got Kendrick again, maybe? Because the beginning almost sounds like Good Kid, Mad City stuff. Like when he's doing that wacky little flow or something. That was a great track. And he wasn't doing too much. Like, he's rapping like them. He's using a different flow, a different voice. But it's still Keem. It's not like he's trying to turn into fucking literally Andre 3000 or like Eminem on the track. Like, no. It fit the album. It fit the story, what he was talking about. It was crazy to hear. Because I wouldn't expect that from him. I don't know if you did.
I feel like every rapper's got like a story, like a background that is kind of just implied. I mean, it's kind of memed at this point, right? My teacher told me I wasn't going to be shit. We didn't have nothing in the pantry growing up. And your mom's listening to your music like, I fed you every day, bro. But no, he really like had kind of a tragic upbringing. Some of the stuff that he's talking about in here. And kind of shining a light on the economic situation of Vegas. You know, like Vegas is, like I was saying, like the show business and like money and gambling and all this stuff, but he's like, they don't call it Sin City for nothing. You either broke or you out here hoeing yourself out, you know?
Yeah.
Do whatever you need to get by. I think that's just as important as like glamorizing where you came from and being like, oh yeah, I'm repping where I'm from, but telling like the real story about it, you know, real experiences with real people is just as important. And for a way to like fit it in here where it's going with the flow of the album, I feel like he's gotten so much better as an artist, fitting his story into the fabric of the music than he was when he first started, when he was at the Melodic Blue. I felt like the Melodic Blue, he was getting there, but I don't think he fully knew how to incorporate it. And like you said, it was like an introduction album. This album's more like you already know me, so now I'm gonna give you a little bit more of it, you know?
Yeah, and it's been a long time. Yeah, a lot has changed since Keem last drop. Personally, obviously, too. I mean, he talks a lot about his grandma passing away. And I think it's obviously causing him to reflect a little bit on his life a lot. I mean, you know, sometimes, you know, you're pushing forward, you're doing a lot of things in life, and then something crazy happens in your family, and it puts a lot of things into perspective. You know, he talks about how people in his family are giving him issues with the bank. Like, she basically tried to turn him into a bank, and it was causing issues and stuff. It's just like learning how to move with family and fame and trauma from the past, you know, like Highway 95 Part 2, like based on how you had to sleep under a highway and like in abandoned homes and trying to survive drugs, abuse, a bunch of all this stuff. And, you know, he's had to move on and forget people, like on No Blame. Like, it all connects, even though it's all over. And I kind of love that. And you do see that with Keem, with the beat changes and everything. Like, even with the wackiness, like, as Keem, it's almost like that's his life. It's just like, at one moment, you hear things are cool. The next moment is down, or it's like frantic, like where he's talking about I'm a caveman, ooga booga. Like, what is going on? But it all fits.
It's art. It reflects life, you know, and I just think that this album does that so perfectly. Him talking his shit, him being true to himself, but him also like recognizing like the shit that's going on around him is like negatively impacting like everybody, you know. I started this video half joking about like, I thought Keem retired, you know, like people were actually saying this and it was affecting his mental health because he's over here dealing with a death in the family, and people were like, hey, drop the album, bro. Drop the album. Where you at, bro? You know, like, you really don't know what's going on in people's lives, bro. I mean, we're all just people at the end of the day trying to live, bro. So when you pressing people, just remember, man, like, you ruining somebody's day by saying shit like that sometimes, bro, because it's like, it's really not that serious. I think he took it in stride. I think he took it pretty gracefully. It was actually really impactful. Sometimes rappers are talking shit and it don't really mean nothing, but he's like proving people wrong. He's like, I can still put out this music. I'm living, bro. You know, get off me, bro. Like, I'm living my life.
I mean, because sometimes it does take experiences to make music. I mean, even though we're saying the Melodic Blue wasn't, you know, the deepest album, I mean, he did act like it was a story, and he was like, I got more to tell. He did have more to tell. He did keep honest, and I will say that it did make it worth the wait, because he came back with something cool, different. If he would have came back with the same thing, I might have been disappointed, because even the upbeat tracks on there, like Casino, Circus Freestyle, House Money, Sex Appeal, they're different. Like, I haven't really heard Keem do tracks like that. And then you have songs like Dramatic Girl, which I've heard him do the poppy R&B tracks before, but that was way different, to the point where it had to grow on me, because that was my least favorite track. And it's funny because at one point you were like, oh, I really love that song, but for me, I was like, I don't know. But now, I wasn't really skipping it, but like, I'm actually like, okay, I enjoy this. So it's just put it together in a way that was like, you had to give it time. Like, you had to let this breathe. Especially seeing him play it live and stuff, and he brought like Momo Boyd out there, and I was like, what is this? I wasn't really familiar with her, and she did a good job on Good Flirts, and then Kendrick comes on, and he dropped a cool verse. I mean, it's not my fave.
No, I think it was just obligatory.
It was cool.
Verse. It could have been anybody in there. Yeah. But leave it to Kendrick, when you don't have to really take it serious. He is not taking shit serious. I actually appreciate that side of him. He's got a huge body of work. He can just do whatever he wants, bro. It worked just fine. Shout out to Sinners, bro. It was great. That was easily one of my favorite tracks on here. I'm so happy with like the beginning of this album because it opens up with No Security. I love that little sample playing in the background. Then we got Casino, so we get a little bit of taste of like what the highs of this album could be, right? Then you get to Birds and the Bees. That was one of the songs where my homies was like, I stopped listening right here because he was not fucking with the lyrics. He was like, bro, you like a song that goes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm like, Black Eyed Peas did it, bro. Why can't Baby Keem do it, okay? It worked for me. He was laying out the schedule. First, you gonna meet the real. You gonna meet me. And then, later in the week, you can see what I'm about. You can see,
we can see what's up. You meet the alter egos. And then, by the end of the week, we see what's up. You know what I'm saying? I did like that. And that's one of those that grew on me too. Because I love the beat. The beat is what grabbed me on that first. I love that beat, whatever that sample was. And then when the hook got my ear, the earworm, I was like, okay, I like this. I've heard other songs do that, like Saturday Love, that old school one.
He always has, like, wild hooks, and like I just like the way that he like layers songs. Going back to what you used to talking about with Dramatic Girl, that was really what I liked about Dramatic Girl. Like the little background vocals are going crazy, the hook was catchy, just the way that he was doing it. He wanted to be in his pop bag. Like, do it, bruh. I thought
it was cool. I mean, you need that. Someone like me, I mean, you know me, I could be kind of stubborn or like kind of like I want certain things, so sometimes those moments don't hit the most, but when they do, for example, on Die For My Beat, I really love Bullies. That was like my favorite track on the album. So I know he can do those. You know what I'm saying? It's just like track to track. So when an artist does take risks or do something like that and it sticks out, man, usually those might be my favorite tracks. It's like, wow, I've never heard you do that before.
Going back to Good Flirts, first time I was listening, bro, kind of sad that Kendrick was on one of the slower tracks, bro. He didn't have to come in and kill Keem on his own album for sure. But I was kind of wanting him on a high energy track, just because we was talking about family ties, that was a moment, so like maybe I was like kind of expectations, like I want another one of those moments, but I feel like this album probably not the place for it because of what it ended up being and how the theme was. It was good that he was just on like kind of like a silly track. A lot of these other tracks, man, they were way. Only other one I could have seen him on was like maybe Sex Appeal,
Yeah, and he kind of popped up on House Party, but it was just the hook and like some ad libs, which was fine. Keep it simple. I will say, I feel like they can't do Family Ties again. I mean, they could do something similar, so I guess it's kind of like, let's go for something different.
Yeah, it's true, man.
This could be on the radio. Family Ties was obviously on the radio, right? But this could be on the radio. This could be like more of a lovey-dovey song.
Yeah,
Kendrick's been doing those. So
an organic radio hit. Because I feel like Family Ties was definitely like on the radio just because everybody loved how wacky it was. But this is like a traditional like radio hit. Like I could just see them putting it on there just because, Momo Boyd, excellent hook. And then we get into House Money after that. So then it picks back up. So we took that dip, go back up. And then we get into I'm Not a Lyricist, bro. Ooh, that's kind of the thing with this is you were kind of saying that he speaks really plain on here. It's not like bar heavy or anything. I appreciate that, like some people could say that the lyrics are too simplistic. I would say that they're pointed, they're not supposed to be obscure. It's supposed to be kind of like a teaching format, like there's a power to the simplicity of being able to plainly state what you want to say.
Hell yeah. Especially if you could do it in different inflections like that track.
Yeah, that's another thing is the inflections, right?
Yeah, that was crazy.
If you already going crazy with like your voice sonically, right, it's probably going to be a little bit much if you're also trying to like Makami the lyrics, bro. Like, I'm not deciphering all your lyrics with these voices, bro.
Yeah, and I think it's cool that he did tone down his register sometimes because for some of these tracks, that high pitched voice would have been a little weird, like on No Blame or something like that, you know, which I love. You know, he don't blame his mama, he don't blame certain people in his family for certain things. He just looks back and doesn't judge. He obviously remembers things, and it's kind of like, wow, you know, that really happened. On Circus, he told his own dad they should be estranged at this point. Like, there was some crazy moments on here where he was basically saying like, he had to come to certain decisions with even family because of certain things. It's like, we can't move past that. My favorite line when he was live streaming the album, my favorite line that stuck out to me instantly. Uncle sold my Xbox just to buy some crack. That was crazy. Like, I was listening to a live stream. I'm like, did he really just say that or was I tripping? I was like, what? Like, that's when I...
Play that back.
Run that back. I know he's always said like funny out of pocket lines, but like, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's him opening up in a funny, wacky way. But it's like, that's sad. Like, that's not funny. Like, you know you're not getting that back either. Like, it's over.
Smoke that Xbox pack, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it was crazy to hear him do this and put it together. I don't care about the numbers. You know, some people are like, man, they didn't sell out the ass and he waited 4 years. Like, that doesn't matter to me, man. He came back with a dope project, put a lot of thought into it. Didn't force features. I mean, we didn't even talk about Sex Appeal. I love Sex Appeal. And he got Too Short on there, and that was like a really good track to get Too Short on. It wasn't too much. It fit. You know what I'm saying? I liked that, man. That was a goofy track. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, the beat was great. I'm glad that he could, you know, dive into his Bay Area bag, you know, just a little bit. Show us some love, bro. Get the legend Too Short on there. Like, that shit was tough. Sometimes when Too Short be rapping, I'm like, all right, bro. Like, we ain't in the pimp era no more, bro. But he
kept it P. He kept it P. And, you know, like I said, like, this album's talking about a whole bunch of stuff. I think it fits, you know, casino, Vegas. Hey, what do they do in Vegas? Drugs, pimping. And that's what that song kind of goes into it. That's what I'm saying. It's like, even Circus Freestyle, like, some of the stuff is like, it's smooth and then the beat changes and it gets hectic. You were talking about Vegas, how it's kind of like falling off to a certain degree. The luster, the shine is kind of falling off because, you know, with the economy, with everything, and it's just a lot of change. I do see that in this album. It's not as shiny too, because Melodic Blue was kind of like, even though there were some harder moments, it was like I said, an introduction. You got to be nice. You got to shake people's hand. You got to leave a good first impression. While this one, there's some moments where it's like, someone might turn it off. It's like, what? But that's Keem. I did fuck with that. I think it made me appreciate this album as I keep listening to it. So
he's just a crazy little guy sometimes, man. And, you know, you got to accept that. It is what it is. When he gets really crazy, that's his best moments, bro. Circus Freestyle. I would argue that brother has split personality disorder. The way how convincing he was, like he was like two different people on that track, bro. It's two
whole
phones.
time.
It's two phones. It's Wasim.
He was in the mic intense, like I was seeing it. Like you could tell he was.
It was us.
He was having visions of the past, bro. I done been there, bro. Where you just feeling it. You just like, I'm letting it out. That was a dope moment.
Unfortunately, I haven't had those clear, lucid moments while I was in the booth.
In the booth, or else it would have been.
And I'm just gifted because, yeah, he's gifted, bro. Circus Freestyle, the flow switches, the beat switches, the lyrical content, the shit talking, everything, bro, everything. And he's still on topic. Such a good payoff. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you listen to like the beginning of this album and you didn't finish it, bro, you didn't make it to Circus Freestyle. Did you even listen to the album? I don't think so.
Gotta finish, man.
I don't think so. You
gotta finish.
You gotta. It's 30 fucking minutes, bro.
Job's not done.
Goddamn YouTube Shorts, man. Like, all right, that was the old man rant.
We done sat through some albums, all right? It's worth it, man. Sometimes, hey, you might be mad. You're like, man, I wasted that extra 10 minutes. But usually, it's worth it, man. You might find a song, man, to add on your playlist.
You said it earlier, the closing track, No Blame. Such a good closing track, bro. Like, you know, he's saying all this stuff, all these experiences, all this pain that he's felt. And at the end of the day, bro, can't blame him because of the circumstances. That's just fact of life. He's moved past it. He's grown past it. He's so mature on this project, man. He's definitely mature beyond his years. That's really the best thing that he could share as like trait with his cousin, right? Nowadays, we always bring up his cousin. I'm sorry, I've probably done it like the most. I've done it like 5 times on this one. But that is the best one because that was the thing that brought me to Kendrick originally. Was he was wise beyond his years. We're sharing experiences so that we can all be better people. And I think that No Blame was an excellent way to show of like acceptance, moving past things, putting things in proper perspective. And then it just perfectly flows back into the intro, bro. Like the beat is so nice. You can now listen back to it again and have another perspective, you know, like once you finished it. I just felt like that was such a great way to end it. That was easily my favorite closing track on an album this year.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, that was great. It was great, man. And that's a real message, bro. That's a real message. You know, people put people through things and they don't even do it intentionally sometimes, or it's just a matter of the circumstances. And you got to be able to move past things, forgive people, or just understand that it wasn't intentional. But like he said earlier on this album, sometimes there's certain things or certain issues where that's not an option, unfortunately. But I do love that he did go back because he does express a lot of anger, a lot of pain. But if you do that, you also have to move forward and try to look past that so you can also heal from that. And you hear that on that track. And I did love that. I did love that because you don't hear a lot of rappers do that. A lot of maturity, but it's not doing too much. It wasn't forced ever. At least for me, I didn't really feel like that. So I'm happy, man. 2 thumbs up for this album, man. 2 thumbs up.
Oh, for sure, man. You want to give our top 3 tracks?
Yeah, I'll go first.
What's your top 3 on this one, bro?
My number 1, Sex Appeal. Just off replayability. I love that beat, the sample. Too short. The lyrics ain't too much, but I fuck with the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Number 2, I got Casino. I like the upbeat tracks. So yeah, Casino was one of those out the gate. The beat change. Open up about his grandma. Man. And then number 3, Circus Freestyle. 2 upbeat. Beat change, everything. Yep. That's my 3, man. What about you, man?
Yeah, I definitely got Circus Freestyle on there. Most memorable track, lyrics, everything. Just 10 out of 10. Next one I got Good Flirts. Don't you love a good flirt with a stranger? So smooth. And then last one, I'm gonna have to go Birds and Bees. The little xylophone beat. Like, going crazy, bro. You know? Sometimes can't let them see the real you until the end of the week, bro. Like, that's...
You gotta earn that. That's real.
So, yeah, no, that's my 3. And yeah, that does it. That's our review, man. So, thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you to Mr. Keem and everybody involved in this. This was a phenomenal album. Can't say enough good things about it. Better give it a listen. So y'all leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, help your boys out. We almost had the big 200 on subscribers. So we growing steady, and appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for watching. You made it to this part of the video. We love y'all. With that being said, thank you, Ray. Where are my manners, bruh? Thank you to my gracious co-host, Ray, for always having the best takes. No matter what, they're the best takes. And I'm going to pass it off.
I appreciate that because I know you boosting my ego because I know I be saying some crazy stuff sometimes, but I appreciate that.
I just got to check where your mental's at. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Throwback. If you've been here since day one, you know what that is. You know how we be, but I appreciate you. You know what's up, Deadly. You know, it's always love here. To all the fans, listeners, whatever you want to say, you know what I'm saying? We appreciate y'all. Fans of the music, of course. You know, Baby Keem, you put this album together. All the producers, engineers. I know you produce and do stuff for yourself as well. PG Lang. Y'all did this, man. This was a dope project. I'm happy to see you follow up, like basically your debut big album with a dope project. This was a great album. Yeah, man. Thank you for that. With that being said, peace.